Listen carefully. Attraction is not an accident. It doesn't just happen. It's not luck. It's not random. It is engineered. The truth most men never learn is this: attraction follows patterns. And if you know the right psychological triggers, you can flip the hidden switches in her mind that make her chase you, crave you, and think about you long after you've gone. This has nothing to do with looks, money, or status. Those are surface-level advantages. Real power runs deeper. Real power comes from mastering her emotions, because emotions override logic. A woman may reason her way out of almost anything, but she cannot escape the emotions burned into her nervous system. And that's what this is about. These are the 5 emotional triggers that bypass reason, short-circuit her defenses, and force her to feel a pull toward you she cannot explain. This is not a charm. This is not luck. This is dark psychology. And once you learn it, she will never see you the same way again. Trigger number 1, the mystery gap. The first trigger is what I call the mystery gap, and it is one of the most powerful forces in the human mind. Humans crave completion. The brain hates unfinished stories. It cannot relax when there are missing pieces. It replays, it questions, it obsesses until it finds an answer. And when you don't reveal everything about yourself, when you hold parts of your story back, you create a gap her mind must try to close. Understand this. Mystery is not silence. Mystery is selective revelation. It's not about being a blank wall. It's about giving fragments, a glance that suggests more, a story cut off halfway, a cryptic phrase followed by a pause. You give her just enough to spark curiosity, but never enough to satisfy it. Most men overshare. They spill their past, their plans, their emotions in a desperate attempt to prove themselves, and in doing so, they kill the tension. But the man who masters the mystery gap becomes unforgettable, because he is not fully solved, he is not fully owned, and the human brain cannot let go of an unsolved puzzle. Picture this. She asks about your past. Instead of dumping your entire history, you give her a piece, a smile, a subtle answer, and then, that's a story for another time. The conversation moves on, but her mind doesn't. She replays it later. She wonders what you meant. She fills the gap with her own imagination. And imagination is always more powerful than reality. That is the mystery gap. It's the art of planting open loops in her mind, knowing she will spend hours trying to close them. And in that restless search for answers, she doesn't just think of you, she can't stop. Trigger number 2, scarcity of presence. Here is a brutal truth about human psychology. What is abundant is ignored, and what is scarce is desired. When you are always available, always replying instantly, always showing up when she calls, you lose your edge. You become predictable, ordinary, just another man flooding her attention with no value. But the moment you withdraw, the moment your presence becomes rare, something powerful happens. Scarcity flips a switch in her mind. Suddenly, every interaction with you feels more valuable. Every message means more. Every second in your presence feels heavier. Why? Because the human brain is wired to chase what it cannot easily have. Diamonds are valuable not because they sparkle, but because they are rare, and the same law applies to your attention. Here's the mistake weak men make. They think desire is built by giving more calls, more texts, more effort. But in truth, desire is built by giving less, strategically. Not absence, but controlled absence. Not rejection, but selective withdrawal. Think of it like fire. If you smother it with too much wood, it chokes. But if you feed it carefully, piece by piece, it burns hotter. That's what scarcity does. It makes her lean in. It makes her wonder where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with. And in that wonder, she invests energy into you. Energy that could have gone elsewhere, now locked onto you. Scarcity doesn't just make you valuable, it makes you unforgettable, because the moments she does get with you, they feel rare, intense, precious, and rarity is the root of obsession. Trigger number 3, emotional contrast. Flat men are invisible, predictable men are forgettable. If she can read you like a book from start to finish, she closes it and never picks it up again. Desire does not live in comfort, it lives in contrast, calm and intense, warmth and distance, a playful smile followed by an unreadable silence. These emotional shifts create turbulence, and turbulence is what keeps her hooked. Here's the psychology. The brain confuses emotional spikes with attraction. When you can move her from laughter to tension, from comfort to curiosity, from closeness to uncertainty, her nervous system lights up. And because you are the source of those shifts, she ties the intensity of those emotions directly to you. This is why men who are too nice fail. They are safe, consistent, predictable, and predictable equals dull. She might appreciate them, but she will not crave them. Craving is born from imbalance, from the push and pull, from never fully knowing what comes next. Think of it like a storm. It's the sudden clash of thunder after silence that shakes the soul. That is what you must be, a storm of contrast. Not chaos, but deliberate variation, controlled unpredictability. Machiavelli would say, "He who controls her emotions controls her mind." And when you master contrast, you don't just enter her thoughts, you take them hostage. Trigger number 4, the imprint effect. Most men walk in and out of a woman's life like background noise. They talk, they text, they meet, and then they fade, forgotten. But the rare man, he leaves something behind. Not things, not gifts, imprints. An imprint is an emotional fingerprint burned into her subconscious. It might be the way your eyes held hers a second too long. It might be the silence after a sharp question she wasn't ready for. It might be the unfinished story you left dangling in the air. Here's the truth. She won't remember every word you said, but she will remember how you made her feel. And those feelings become mental echoes, replaying when you are no longer there. This is why the imprint effect is deadly powerful. Because once you're inside her subconscious, you don't need to chase her anymore. Her own mind does the chasing for you. Machiavelli would call this the art of presence without presence. To linger in thought long after you've left the room, to haunt her imagination in silence. Every time you exit, ask yourself, did I leave a mark? Because marks fade, but imprints never do. Trigger number 5, challenge and uncertainty. The female mind is addicted to challenges. She may tell you she wants certainty, stability, predictability, but in reality, certainty kills desire. Desire needs oxygen, and that oxygen is uncertain. If you are too easy to win, too eager to please, too predictable, you collapse into comfort. Comfort is safe, but it's not magnetic. Instead, you must position yourself just out of reach, not cruel, not cold, but never fully conquered. Your presence is a puzzle. Your affection, earned, never given freely. Every moment with you should carry weight. Does he really want me? Did I impress him? Where does he stand? This uncertainty pulls her deeper, forces her to invest more, to prove more, to crave more, because the mind values what it works for, and nothing is more intoxicating than a prize not yet secured. Machiavelli understood this truth. Power is maintained by tension, not surrender. And in attraction, tension is everything. So remember, challenge her, withhold just enough, keep her guessing. Because certainty breeds boredom, but uncertainty breeds obsession. Conclusion. Understand this. Desire is not random. It does not fall from the sky. It is engineered. Through mystery, you make her restless. Through scarcity, you make her crave. Through emotional contrast, you make her addicted. Through imprint, you haunt her thoughts. Through challenge, you make her fight for you. This is not a charm. This is not luck. This is control. Once you master these triggers, you move from being just another man to be the man she cannot forget. Because attraction is not about chance. It's about power. And when you hold that power, she won't just want you. She won't be able to stop herself from desiring you.